ultimate Department of Justice insider has just ratted out the Trump Department of Justice. He's naming names. He's taking receipts. And according to a bombshell 27-page whistleblower complaint that Erez Reuveni, who used to be the lawyer leading the charge in court for Donald Trump on his immigration plan, but got sideways with the administration because he refused to lie to federal judges. He now reports that he was instructed by Emil Bove, the number 3 in the Department of Justice, Donald Trump's former criminal defense lawyer, and up tomorrow for a Wednesday for a confirmation hearing in front of the Senate for a lifetime appointment to the federal bench as a Third Circuit appellate court judge. He's not qualified for that position. Not if any part of what Erez Reuveni just wrote is true. He said that on March 14th, while they were in court in front of Judge Boasberg in D.C., that there was a meeting that he attended right after he got promoted, Erez Reuveni. And in that meeting, Emil Bove told the assembled parties there, including other senior members of the Department of Justice, that they were going to not abide by federal court orders. They were going to violate federal court orders. They were going to effectively tell federal judges, to go F off. What is it with this administration of the F-bomb? That's what Erez Reuveni said. And that's the least of what he said in 27 pages. I'm going to cover it all right here on the MeidasTouch Network on Illegal AF. We've been talking about Erez Reuveni since March and April, when he was fired for the crime of telling the truth. He told Judge Zinnes, who is handling the Abrego Garcia case, that Abrego Garcia was illegally deported and removed to El Salvador despite having a court order from an immigration judge saying he could not be sent to El Salvador. He admitted it. He promptly got fired by Todd Blanche, by Pam Bondi, who said he wasn't a zealous advocate because he was complying with his ethical duties and obligations as an officer of the court with a sworn oath to tell the truth to a federal judge. Federal judge, she commended him for telling the truth. And so he gets fired. And I thought in April, May, we haven't heard the last of Erez Reuveni. Now, we only have a photo from him, a courtroom sketch of him. And in that courtroom sketch, he uses it on his LinkedIn. We'll put it up now. But now he's got lawyers from Government Accountability Project. And they have sent a letter, which I'm going to read to you from, to the Senate Judiciary Committee, who are going to have to deal with this now and bring this up, at least the Democrats, to Emil Bove's face. Emil Bove's already in hot water, because he led to almost the entire leadership of the Southern District of New York Prosecutor's Office quitting over how he handled and how he commanded them to dismiss the indictment against Mayor Eric Adams. They quit rather than do that. This is not the first time he has said that. So there is a detailed chronology in the letter, but let me just read to you from the one that's the most, where he names names and takes receipts. And if I were the following people, I would not be sleeping at night well. Emil Bove is one. Drew Ensign, a senior lawyer for the Department of Justice, who Mr. Reuveni says point blank lied to judges, both Boasberg and Judge Zinnes, in 2 separate matters. One about the 200 or so people sent in the middle of the night to El Salvador, and the other one, Abrego Garcia. Lies. You know what judges hear when they hear they've been lied to in court as officers of the court? Referral to bars for disbarment. And that's what should happen. Contempt of court. And the judge using their own inherent authority, they still have jurisdiction over this. So I went to my 40th high school reunion recently, and while many of my classmates were excited about retiring or have retired, well, I brought my infant daughter to the reunion and I won the youngest child contest hands down. But that means that when most people's working is winding down to match their body's energy levels, I need to ramp up to keep up with my baby daughter. I believe one of the best aging breakthroughs of the last decade is Qualia Senolytic, and here's why. Qualia Senolytic is at the frontier of what is currently possible in the science of human aging. Senolytics are a science field revolutionizing human aging. A big culprit behind that middle-aged feeling can be senescent cells, aka zombie cells that linger in your body after their useful function, wasting your energy and resources. Let me break it down. The accumulation of zombie cells can lead to less energy, slower workout recovery, joint discomfort, and basically, well, feeling old. Qualia Senolytic is a groundbreaking, clinically tested supplement with 9 vegan plant-derived compounds that help your body naturally eliminate senescent cells, helping you feel years younger in just months. Here's how it works. You take it just 2 days a month, helping your body naturally eliminate zombie cells to age better at the cellular level. And Qualia's breakthrough formulation is vegan, non-GMO, and tested by leading scientists. Since taking Qualia Senolytic, I felt like I've turned back the clock. I got higher energy, less soreness after exercise, and a big boost in productivity. It's made me feel more youthful and energized, as I have the energy level to nurture my baby daughter the right way. Experience the science of feeling younger. Go to qualialife.com/legalaf for up to 50% off your purchase and use code LegalAF for an additional 15%. That's qualialife.com/legalAF for an extra 15% off your purchase. Your older self will thank you. And thanks to Qualia for sponsoring this episode. All right, let me read to you from the March 14th, 2025 hearing. Put it in context. Judge Boasberg is holding a hearing in which he's about to order that all of the planes that are heading for El Salvador be grounded because of a failure to, in a violation of due process and notice requirements and his temporary restraining order. But on the same day, and the same day that Mr. Reuveni, an award-winning nonpartisan prosecutor, receives a promotion to be the director of the Office of Immigration Litigation, or the deputy director. That same day, there's a meeting that Mr. Reuveni says was attended by himself, Drew Ensign, the Deputy Assistant Attorney General of the Office of Immigration Litigation, and Emil Bove, and about 5 other people. He says, at that meeting, Bove indicated and stressed to everyone in attendance that the planes needed to take off no matter what, even if the judge ordered otherwise. Bove then made a remark concerning the possibility that a court order would enjoin those removals before that could be effectuated. Bove stated that the Department of Justice would need to consider telling the courts, fuck you, and ignore any such court order. Mr. Reuveni perceived that others in the room looked stunned. He was stunned. He left the meeting. He was stunned by his statement because, to Mr. Reuveni's knowledge, no one in the Department of Justice leadership and any administration had ever suggested that the Department of Justice could blatantly ignore court orders, especially with a fuck you. He then goes on to say that he's certain that Drew Ensign lied when he spoke to Judge Boasberg, where he said he couldn't figure out whether planes had taken off or not, that Ensign knew better and should have told the judge that. In other words, he has evidence that Drew Ensign lied. He then points out 3 or 4 other times in which the Department of Justice lied to federal judges. We have a word for that. That's called contumacious conduct. Contempt of court can get you disbarred. And this whistleblower, Mr. Reuveni, is setting everyone up for that. He also says that Emil Bove is the one that advised the Department of Homeland Security that they could ignore the injunction of the federal court because it was only given orally from the bench and it wasn't reduced to writing, which totally is a misstatement of the applicable jurisprudence around injunctions. And then he goes off and details all the times that the federal Department of Justice violated court orders and that he got fired for it. And for those that think he wasn't a award-winning prosecutor, he attached his award in 2020, where he got the award for outstanding service to the Civil Division of the U.S. Department of Justice. This is the perfect witness, the perfect whistleblower to come out against the Department of Justice and for whistleblower protection. Sure, I'm sure he's seeking to be compensated for the destruction of his 15-year career. But it also says that for 3 weeks he was campaigning internally to right the ship, to remind people of their ethical obligations, to tell them they can't lie to federal judges. And now, what is the postscript on this? This will be used as a roadmap by Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee tomorrow or Wednesday for Emil Bove, who's up to be confirmed for a position he is wholly unqualified for, both ethically, morally, and from a jurisprudential standpoint. He should get nowhere near the Third Circuit Court of Appeals, which covers New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and the Virgin Islands, the American Virgin Islands. And this will be fodder for that. But let's keep going. Let's go down another layer. Judge Zinnes in the Abrego Garcia case, Judge Boasberg, who already found this administration that there was probable cause to find they were in criminal contempt, and he didn't even know about this testimony. He does now. Does now. Now, that particular issue is still up on appeal. But Boasberg can open his own, he's the chief judge of the D.C. Federal District Court. He can open up his own new investigation, call everybody on the carpet, including the Department of Justice, to get to the bottom of these allegations. Zinnes knows she was lied to. So she now has new information that she was also lied to about Abrego Garcia, about his MS-13 gang membership, and the rest. How do I know it? From the ultimate insider, Erez Reuveni. So the worm has now turned against the Trump administration when it comes to whistleblowers. This is the resistance from the inside coming forward with courage. I've reached out to Mr. Reuveni. I've asked him to come on Legal AF along with his lawyers to talk about his case. I'm hoping that he'll take me up on it. And when he does, I'll bring it to you right here on Legal AF and on the MeidasTouch network. So take a moment, hit the subscribe button for MeidasTouch. Do the same for Legal AF, the YouTube channel. Come back for MeidasTouch's Legal AF every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'll post this letter, 28 pages in all, on the Legal AF Substack. So until my next report, I'm Michael Popok. In collaboration with the MeidasTouch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories, the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.